People should not text while driving. It's all about paying attention. Hello, my name is Yolanda, and I strongly believe people shouldn't text while driving. This is important to you because you'll save a life. All my facts are from research, and I will present to you the problem why people should not text while they're driving, the solution, and propose an action. Then later, I would recap and answer any question that you might have at the end of the presentation. Let's get started with the problem. Did you know that texting while driving causes distractions and deaths? This is from the National Center for Injury Prevention and Control. Example A, what is this distracting driving? I know all of you guys are saying, I know what distracting driving is, but do you really know? So distracted driving is any activity that diverts attention from driving. Like for example, doing your makeup because you're running late to go to work, eating breakfast or eating lunch or on a road trip and eating, that's another distraction. But do you know the number one alarming distraction in California? It's texting. Texting is the number one. And there's a lot of other examples too that is distracting driving. Is like, for example, surfing the internet or talking on the phone, taking a photo. You might be saying, taking a photo? What do you mean by that? Well, let me tell you. And I've seen it where people are taking selfies in their cars while they're driving because, you know, they're looking cute and they want to put it on social media. Checking the weather or maps, and viewing social media. All this is from the National Center for Injury Prevention and Control. Example B, the real reason why we shouldn't text while driving. Again, it's all about attention. Keeping your eyes on the road, main thing. Phone calls are worse than no call. Like even if it's hand-free, you're still diverting your attention from driving, and that's still a distraction. Texting is slightly worse than calling. Passengers and deep thoughts are almost as bad. This is from the Osworth website. Basically, even if you have people in the car, that's still distraction. Having a conversation, listening to music all loud, that's still distraction because you are paying attention to the road, but not as much. And when you're in deep thought, I mean, sometimes your mind is somewhere else where it should be while you're driving. But in the end of the day, everybody has those days. I caught myself doing it into chain thoughts while I'm driving, or I'm at a stoplight and I daze off and I get a honk, you know, something like that. So let me offer you guys a solution. Did you know if people would stop and pull over and text, it would reduce the risk of distractions and death? This is from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Example A, put your phone away. So let's consider these tips for safe driving or saving a life. If you must send or you're receiving a text, pull over. Of course, pull over somewhere safe. If you have passengers, appoint them to be your designated texter. You know how when you're drinking and you have that friend who doesn't drink, so they're basically the designated driver? Think of it as like that. Have that person text for you and be your designated texter. If all this fails and you can't trust yourself and you still have to look at your phone, well, your best bet is just putting your phone in your trunk. Let's talk about example B, the dangers of texting while driving, from Glenn. So he believes that distractions can be further broken down into three main categories: the visual, the manual, and the cognitive. The visuals meaning about not keeping your eyes on the road. Manual is basically keeping items away from you and you're trying to reach them. So basically try to avoid that. Cognitive is basically avoiding phone calls or hand-free, held hand-free, cell phone hand-free, Bluetooth, and also keep your mind on check. So you might be telling yourself every single time that you get in your car and you say, texting is okay. I could text and drive with no problem, right? Well, you're wrong. Texting is dangerous and could take a life. let's visualize how we could stop texting while driving. So let's look at the picture of life while texting and driving. As you can see in the pictures, you see that when you're texting and driving, you could get in a car accident or you could kill someone. On the other side, you could see how life would be without texting and driving. Coming home to your kids, if you have kids, to your husband, to your mom and dad, to basically family. And you could see that the person on the other picture is basically happy, focusing on the road and enjoying the ride. So let's put our phones down and put it on drive mode or download an app for it. This is where it comes breaking the habit. And this is from Kutlos. So basically what he wants you to understand is understanding the dangers of texting while driving are very real. I mean, put cell phones on silent and turn them off completely. Put your cell phone somewhere out of reach. Like, for example, like I said earlier, in your trunk. Set everything up before you turn on your car. Basically, if you have Google Maps, pull that up. If you have water, make sure those are close to you. Anything that could prevent you from looking around while you're driving or distract you from driving. Choose a designated texter. Pull over if you can. Pull over somewhere safe. Use apps that block texting and driving. Again, this is from Kutlo's website. Sorry. You can find all these information on these two websites as you see on my screen. In conclusion, when less people text while driving, the risk of distraction and death decreases and lives can be safe behind the wheel. In this presentation, I have recapped the problem and the risk associated with texting and driving, the solution, how we could reduce the distractions and deaths, and offered an action putting phones down on drive mode or download the app for your phone. So you see, it's all about paying attention. Thank you.